You're not behind, you're just learning things later than you thought you would. Hi, my name is Claudia, and this is Embrace Your Curiosity, where we explore thoughts we don't always say out loud. Today's episode is for people who feels like they are behind in life, behind in financial goals, behind in career, relationship, healing, everything. And for me, why I say this resonates so much, because I am in my mid 20s, about to reach my 30s in a couple years. I also look back at my life where I compare myself a lot. I try not to do that. Like if anything, like more, I compare myself with myself, or where I should be, or where I expect myself to be. Um, and when I find myself doing this too often, I like to reflect on it to realize that I'm exactly where I need to be. Everything that I've created for myself was based on my wishes and my desire and what I manifest and what I work hard for. So I have to be grateful for where I am, because I place myself here based on my hard work. Whatever it is that I did to get here, it was my doing. So I don't compare myself to people. If anything, I compare myself to my old goals, like what I wish I could have accomplished. I think this is something I've always or I've come to term with a lot now. Like I look back at notes that I left for myself, or letters that I've written, and I'm like, well, Claudia, you should have been at this space doing this, at this job doing that. But I'm not there. Boohoo. I'm not there, and that's okay. But I've accomplished everything else along the way. So it's something to be proud of. But it's something to be proud of. And I take very proud of where I've been. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of the hard work that um I place into who I am. So I try not to compare myself to other people. Anyway, enough about myself. Let's dive into you guys. Some lessons that I want to talk more about. So don't I can't even say don't feel behind, because it's kind of hard to not feel behind, especially in the world we live in, where everything is being flashed in front of our face. People who are on social media, Instagram, flashing, they're buying their houses, starting their business, traveling. It's hard not to want those things. It really is. And I'm not going to sit on this camera and just pretend that the desire does not exist for me. That I wouldn't be human. I want those things as well too, but I also know that I can want those things, but I can also be grateful for where I am. I can also be grateful for my journey to get to where I want to be, to get to the life that I want to create for myself. So you're not behind. You're not behind as long as you know you're putting in the work, you showing up for yourself every day consistently. And at times you may not feel like it, and that's fine. As long as you know you don't stay in that same sorry feeling that you have for yourself. You feel sorry, you're behind, you can't do you as long as you're every day you try your best to get up there and to put your best work. That's all that matters. Okay? So you're not behind, you're just learning things at a later time. Feel like everyone has a hidden book on life. That somehow I was left behind. When you look around, you see people who are at the same age range as you. They're setting boundaries. They are understanding how money work. They have a bunch of confidence in themselves. They're living the life that you want to live, and they're in the same age range as you, right? They're in a better career, whatever it is. Meanwhile, while you're at your age, you're Googling how to cook a pasta, how to cook chicken. Like the simple things that you thought you should have learned at your early years and you have not learned now in your mid 20s, you're learning those things. You also have to realize that a lot of us are first generation learners in our own lives. We're learning things that our parents didn't know. We're also unlearning things that was passed down to us. That's not the most healthiest things, right? We're unlearning things that no longer serve our generation. We are teaching ourselves emotional intelligence, financial literacy, self-worth, communication. We are teaching ourselves a whole new way of living in the way our parents lived. So I think we deserve a lot of grace. Everyone on earth is living life for the first time, or for the people who believe that this is your first time on earth and you're doing this life for the first time. We're all just learning this for the first time. So we're learning how to live. Give yourself grace. So of course it feels late. Of course you feel behind, but you got to think of it this way. The things that you're learning now will help you years down the line, and it will help your children, your children. But the things that you're now learning is you're learning saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Um Taking rest is productive. You don't have to earn anyone's love. You shouldn't earn someone's love. Being busy does not mean it doesn't mean the same thing as being fulfilled. You're healing old part of yourself. You're healing trauma that was passed down from you from generations. And you don't have to have a life figure it out. You don't have to have your whole life figured out, especially in your 20s. You're such a baby. You really are. I say to myself, like, I just became an adult, to be honest. Like, I left 25 maybe a year ago. That's the maybe. I left 25 a year ago. I just literally became an adult because your brain truly developed at 20s, or sometimes for other people in their late 20s, right? Mid 2025 to mid to late 20s. So you're living for the first time and you're learning all of those things for the first time. Give yourself grace. You're not behind. You're just learning things at a later time. And then these aren't small lessons. They are life changing, right? And most of us are learning them in our late 20s. Most of us are learning them in our 30s, 40s. Some people are still learning lessons after lessons after lessons, same lesson repeating in their 40s. Trust, this life is a whole journey, so you have to enjoy the journey, enjoy the lessons that you're picking up along the way, enjoy the decisions you're making, because the only person that has to live with them is you, really, truly. um I think that social media kind of I think that social media makes it worse. We constantly seeing highlights of other people's lives. We're, like I was saying earlier, we're constantly seeing how good other people have it. We see people buying cars, buying houses, starting businesses, traveling the world, doing the things that we want to do, and we start to compare our chapter 12 to their. We start to compare our chapter 3 to their chapter 12. While we're playing catch up, they're already 12 chapter ahead. Like, they've done, you don't know what they did to get to where they are. You don't know the work that they've done to get to where they are. That I don't I try not to compare myself to people so much, because if I if someone sat me down and told me the step that they took to get to where they are, I probably wouldn't want to do it. Knowing me, I'm an ambitious girl, but I'm lazy. Like, I can really be very honest about that. I'm not. No, this does not work for me. So I know, like, I wouldn't want to live as anyone else. I wouldn't want to be in anyone else's shoes. I don't desire that. I love the life that I create for myself. I don't see myself trying to live someone else's life. I don't want to be you. I don't desire to be you. I can learn from you, but anything, I wouldn't want your life. There's no one's life that I want to live. I don't desire to live anyone. I think my life already comes with enough trouble that I can deal with, and I probably created, and I'll learn how to solve them. Mine is enough. Okay? So don't compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 12. But because the fact that you do not know what they did to get access to that, you don't know what they were taught early, you don't know what they did to get there, you don't know what they did to unlearn the things that they've unlearned. um so you're doing double the work by healing your old past and unlearning things at the same time while learning new things. So try not to compare yourself. You're not, again, I'm gonna say this off a lot in this episode, you're not behind. You're just learning at a later time. You just have to remember that everything takes time. Nothing is rushed. If you want something done beautifully, it takes process, it takes steps, it takes time. So here's the frame I'm going to share with you of what I've been able to change my mind um in the way I perceive things. That, like, it helps. It really, instead of saying that I'm so behind, I started saying I'm right on time for the life that I'm building. I started saying everything takes time, and I'm willing to stay patient. I started to say I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I want to be, and I'm exactly where God wants me to be. Okay? Because the awareness that you have now, you didn't have that back then. How would you have known? How would you have known? Again, forgive yourself for the things you did not know. Your parents didn't know it, you didn't know it. And I say, like, so I'm a coach for educators, and one thing that I have been seeing more, and I understand for myself, if you don't teach your kids, and this is for parents who knows, if you don't teach your kids about life, life will teach them about life, or someone else will teach them about life. They will get the experience from somewhere. It may not be how you want it to. And that's with us. For the things that our parents didn't teach us, we learn it somewhere else. And it may not have been the most easiest way to learn it, but we learn it. You'll get there, right? So the boundaries you're learning now, your parents didn't know. Pass that on to your kids. Now your kids will know. The things you are learning now, your kids will know in the future. So to end this podcast, if you are listening to this and you feel behind, I want you to ask yourself this, right? What do you feel behind for? Behind who? Behind what timeline? Behind whose expectation? Who? Why? What do you feel behind for? Why do you have it in your mind that you are behind? For what? What life are you behind for? The life that you are building for yourself? Because a lot of the time we're trying to keep up with what was never ours to begin with. So we start to compare ourselves. You're not behind. You're not late. You're just conscious now. You are more aware than you were aware before. You are conscious now. And consciousness feels uncomfortable at first because you start to notice everything you didn't notice before. You start to pick up on things that wasn't in your peripheral vision before. And now you are just more aware. And I'm saying this to myself as well, to be more patient with myself, because I know I need it. I can start something today and I expect to be the best at it tomorrow. And what I don't realize is that what is it called that therapists call it? A beginner. I don't remember the term, but I'm a beginner trying to be at an advanced level when I just started yesterday. So patience take times. God did not build this earth in one day. Well, he did, but in his timeline it was different. But everything takes time. Our time is not what God has out for us. And I don't want to bring God into everything, because I know everyone doesn't believe in that, but the universe give you the things that you can handle and what you think you're prepared for. So pace yourself. It's okay. As long as you're putting in the work, you have faith in your idea, you have faith in yourself and the expectation of the life that you want to build for yourself, you will get there. Again, I'm also saying this to myself as well. So when you start to be more conscious of where you are more aware of where you are, everything starts to feel in alignment. Everything will start to be in alignment. This is where you will notice real growth, and things will just start to make sense. You will see sign everywhere. So if no one told you this lately, you are not behind in life. You're in the middle of becoming someone who finally understands it. You're in the middle of becoming more conscious, more aware, and that is right on time. Thank you for listening to Embrace Your Curiosity. If this episode resonates with you, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the episode. It will be on all platforms. The long form video is available on YouTube, but you'll see clip on social media, on Instagram and TikTok. Please do not forget to engage and like and share. All right, I will talk to you guys later.